We're going to be talking about the San Diego crash of the Cessna S550 Citation, November 666 Delta Sierra, that crashed about a mile to 2 miles short of Montgomery Gibbs airfield just outside of San Diego. And this is the aircraft here. Let's look at some data, see what's going on. The last data points, they were doing an RNAV approach, which we'll look at in a second here, but not very stable on the descent rates. Looks like they might have been chasing it a little bit. I don't know. Were they hand flying this thing in the final minutes? It looks like they might have been, because the rate of descent data, if we can rely upon this exactly, a little bit all over the place. At some point they're at 1,200 feet a minute descent, then 750, then back up to almost, in excess of 1,100. So a little bit, maybe they're chasing the vertical descent here. I'm not really sure. But the final data point, they were at 600 feet and at a 750 foot a minute descent. And it looks like they just flew this thing like control flight into terrain and just flew it into the ground. That's what it looks like to me, given the data points. We can look at the RNAV approach. This is the RNAV approach. Now, the weather in the area, you can listen to the ATC on VAS Aviation, for example. The pilot was pretty concerned with the weather conditions, as he should have been. Reporting in the area was 200-foot ceilings because of the marine layer, the typical marine layer, especially at 4 in the morning. So there was pretty dense fog at about a 200-foot ceiling. They didn't have a specific weather report for Montgomery Gibbs, but nearby the reporting airports were at about 250 foot ceiling. This RNAV is only good depending on the category you're in for 250 foot ceiling or higher. So he was concerned he probably wouldn't be able to do the approach and go missed, as he should have been. ILS, this is the ILS, similar, 250 foot minimum for an ILS. And we're talking about runway 28 right. That's the runway they were coming in on. If you look at the sectional here, you see Montgomery Gibbs executive. Plane crashed right in this area where the 9 is. This yellow area is showing the lights from the neighborhood, what it would look like at night, and crashed just short of that, right in this area here. So he was on approach for 28 right, but pretty much looks like just flew it into the ground short of the field. If we look at Flight Radar 24, we can look at the data again, same data points and speeds. The last data point shows he was at 500 feet and 129 knots, which is obviously too low for where he was, but the speed's okay. If we back it up a little bit, we can see, well, that's the last data point, but if we move this, you can see it's in line with 28 right there. You can see the runway at Montgomery Gibbs. Now, the plane crashed. This is the last data point, but it physically crashed on this Sculpin Street right here. Somewhere on this street right here is where it crashed. So that's it, yeah. So bad instrument approach, lost situational awareness. Something might have not been programmed right. Unstable approach. I'm sure they'll find that might be the case with this. Weather was not good. So thank you for watching the video.